Hello friends, here we will see the notes of The Cocktail Party. Introduction. The Cocktail Party was a drama in 3 acts by T.S.Eliot, produced at the Edinburgh Festival in August in 1949 and published in 1950. The Cocktail Party is a famous drama written by T.S. Eliot. It is written in the year of 1949 and published in the year of 1950. Based on Alcestis by Euripides, it is a morality play presented as a comedy of manners. It is mainly based on the Euripides play and it is based on the theme of morality. Eliot's most commercial successful play, it was more conventional and less poetic than his earlier dramatic works. Among all T.S. Eliot's work, this is the great and successful one. The marital problems of Edward and Lavinia Chamberlain are the special interest to an unidentified guest in their house party. Here we will see about the author. T.S. Eliot was at Princeton in 1948 working on the play One Eye Riley, which would eventually develop into the Cocktail Party. First it was named as a One Eye Riley. Later it named as Cocktail Party. When he received word that he had garnered that year's Nobel Prize for Literature, this great work got Nobel Award. His literary reputation was built mainly on his proficiency as a poet and a critical theorist. But in the later years of his life, most of Eliot's work was concentrated on writing drama that would display his Christian sensibility. After this work, he mainly concentrated on writing dramas, and the main theme of those dramas are Christian sensibilities. Now we come to the summary of The Cocktail Party. The Cocktail Party concerned a married couple, Edward and Lavinia Chamberlain, who are separated from after 5 years of marriage. Here there is a couple named Edward and Lavinia. They are going to separate after 5 years of marriage life. The first and last act of the play feature cocktail parties held at their home, where their marital problems are aggravated by the pressure of having to keep up social appearance. The first part of the drama as well as the last part of the drama both has a cocktail party at their own house, but the both parties are totally different. Part satire of the traditional British drawing room comedy and part philosophical discourse on the nature of human relations. Mainly it speaks about the relationship between human or especially a couple. The play, like many of Eliot's works, uses elements that border on the ridiculous to raise audience awareness of the isolation that is a human condition. The main theme of Eliot's all works that giving awareness towards the social relationship or the connection between human. Eliot himself had to point out to friends and critics the subtle depth that this play owes to Alcestis by the Greek playwright Euripides, 480 to 406 BC. This mainly inspired by the famous play of Euripides. In the Greek tragedy, the title character sacrifices her life for her husband, King Admetus of Thessaly, but is rescued from Hades by Hercules. In Eliot's version, Lavinia is brought back by a what happened. The main story is little different from the Eliot's work. Mysterious unidentified guest at the party who turns out in true 20th century form. In that party, what they arranged first and last part of the play, in that party one unidentified guest appeared there and he solves all their problems in a very specific or very interesting manner. To be a psychiatrist whom Edward and Lavinia both consult. He is called as a psychiatrist here. They learn that their life together, though hollow and superficial, is preferable to life apart, a lesson that is rejected by the play's third main character, Edward's mistress, who, with the psychiatrist urging, sets out experience a life to honesty and uncertainty. The Cocktail Party is a successful drama because it helps the modern man. Yes, it became successful one because of the connection it builds between the two minds or two souls. The main question arises in this drama is what is the relationship between the characters? Mainly, there are two characters, one husband and one wife, but there is a big issue of relationship. But one guest, unidentified guest, appeared in between and he solves all their problems. T.S. Eliot's The Cocktail Party explores themes of love and modern relationship through the experiences of four pairs of lovers in a variety of triangle situations. Here there are four pairs of lovers. Edward and Lavinia. Edward is a barrister who is extravagant from his wife Lavinia, who is in love with Peter Quell, a young film writer. Edward loves Celia, who is not his wife and has an affair with her, which increases the psychological gap between him and Lavinia. Here, the protagonist named Edward and his wife name is Lavinia, and there are one more couple named Peter and Celia. Here, Edward loves Celia, and his wife Lavinia loves Peter. Celia and Peter. Peter years for Celia, earns for Celia, who is disillusioned about human relationship and realizes that people may think they love and need each other, but they don't express each other. Here also, once again, the same problem appear in among these couple also. Celia and Peter, they love each other, but they don't express their feelings among themselves. Other characters, the play also includes Alexander Markolig Gibbs, Julia Shutterwaite, and an unidentified guest who is later revealed to be Sir Henry Harcourt Raleigh. Alexander and Julia are secular characters who are very vaguely defined as guardians. Here there are many other other characters also, but mainly the unidentified guest later reveals his name as a Sir Henry Harcourt Raleigh, whose role is to help other characters become more self-aware and honest. Some say that the play is a modern comedy of manners, that is, inwardly a play of spiritual conflict. The characters are intensive and trapped in their social environment, and the other people in their lives don't provide. Somebody says it's just a comedy, it is not a serious topic, but many are taken as this is the real inspiration for all young couples or young men. A lack of understanding and communication in common problems of the present modern society. A person is in conflict with his own personality and reduced himself into a living object with no emotions and feelings. Yes, nowadays become because of the modernization or globalization or heavy work, each and everybody has their own stress, and especially each and everybody has their own attitude and ego. They don't like to mingle or share their feelings among other people, so they keep all the sad, happiness, sorrows, everything inside their mind and get more stress. So when they open up with some other, the very closer to their heart, each and everything will be solved easily. Both Edward and Lavinia are unable to maintain balance and harmony in their relation. The Cocktail Party is a successful drama because it helps the modern man to protect his married life. Modern human beings keep up social appearance and feel that the other person may think them ridiculous if they tell the truth of their relation. This something happens in the play. Both Edward and Lavinia arrange cocktail parties to find happiness, company, and human compassion from other people. What happened? This one couple pair, they want to get more love and attraction or affection from other people other than among themselves. They did not share their love each other. They wanted love from outside the house. It is a very sadness of those people. In this process, they suffer a lot because their mutual misunderstanding becomes the cause of their failure in relationship. They live in an unreal world full of illusions. The guardian or spiritual guide leads them to their self realization. The play opens with the cocktail party and assembled guests in the party involved in their spiritual discussions. It is a characteristics of fashionable contemporary society. These people try to fill in the vacuum of their lives by indulging in these kinds of parties and discussions. Nowadays we see such many parties which are gives importance to other people rather than the family, but really at the end of the day each and everybody required their family life. This despite hollowness of their relations. Moreover, the hostess of the party, Lavinia, is not present. This develops an awkward situation. The perplexed husband tries to cancel the invitations but fails in his attempt. Edward gives lame excuses for the absence of his wife. He says she went somewhere to see his aunt because aunt is not well. She admitted to hospital. Like that, he gives many reasons to escape from the guest, those who are invited to the party. The sudden disappearance of his wife gives him a shock, and there starts a process of self exploration. Edward realizes that he cannot live without Lavinia, and his life has no meaning without his wife. Edward reveals everything to the unidentified guest. Here, what happened? Wife is absent in the party. By that, husband struggles like anything. He understood the value of his wife in his life, and he explained all his sadness towards an unidentified guest in the party. In the sense, he is a strange person there. By doing so, he wants to unburden himself from the feeling of guilt and ridiculousness. The unidentified guest makes him aware that the sudden disappearance of Lavinia overwhelms him about the loss of his personality. His wife's departure jilts him, and he acknowledges that he is estranged from his real self. A sudden jolt leads human being to find out what they really are. Lavinia takes a temporary break by disappearance. Her fight reveals the weak and shallow nature of human beings who live in the wealthy bourgeois society and try to escape from reality. Yes, here both they understood the importance of uh, the couple in their life. After the cocktail party is over, Celia returns to express her love to Edward as they are free and can marry because Lavinia has left Edward. But Edward wants his wife back. He realizes about his real personality and recognizes himself as a middle-aged man. Celia is shocked by his behavior, and this leads to her self-examination. She faces isolation and failure. As a result, she examines that she has living all the time in an unreal world, a world of dreams and imagination. She becomes aware that she created an image of Edward's personality in her mind and wants that Edward should behave like that projection. Here, Celia also wants Edward, but Edward likes and loves his own wife rather than the Celia. So Celia shocked here by looking the behavior of Edward, but finally she understood it is just her illusion, not the real. In reality, he is very different sort of person. Edward tells Celia that Peter has also lived in a dream world from which she herself has awakened him. Celia is surprised and assures that there is nothing serious between her and Peter. Celia notices a change in Edward and tells him that I see another person. Celia, till there she kept one extramarital affair with him, and now she observes another person in Edward, and she says here, I see another person among you. Celia has gained a new insight because nobody can love something created by her imagination. Till there she imagined her own person like Edward, but Edward is not such a person what she imagines. Love creates an illusion among human beings about their relations. Human beings recover with the passage of time and with the growth of their perceptions. Time is how Celia comes to realize the reality of her relationship with Edward. At the end of the moment, she understood it's just my illusion, it's not the real incident. And she understood her mistake also. She agreed those mistakes. The unidentified guest reminds Edward about his decision, but he tells him about he is free to alter his decision. The unidentified guest replies him that he can change his mind, but he is not free because he has made a choice that set motions in his life, and the lives of other which cannot be reserved. Lavinia comes back to Edward's life. They both blame each other. Lavinia accuses her husband that she has lost her sense of humor. What happened at the end of the play? Everything happened very happy ending. Each and everybody understood each other. Lavinia understood husband's love and she came back and they led happy life. She also tried her best to strengthen their relationship. In the same manner, Edward accuses that she uses him as a public background and enforces her will on him. When this becomes unbearable, he loses his mental balance. He utters that he is oneself. He says one dialogue here. In this play, characters are married each other not because they love and need each other, but they feel physically attractive. After that, they wait for some wonderful experience. First, they did not love each other; just they kept one, which one they attracted by each other. There was no real love, but at the end of the drama they understood the real love among themselves, and they start enjoying the experience of their marital life. We'll see the conclusion. Failure of communication and human misunderstanding separate human beings from each other, and their conjugal relation is in danger. They search their happiness from other people rather than in each other company. This led to the loss of identity and they face identity crisis. Characters are in this play are given new directions to their lives by spiritual guardians such as Henry Rayleigh and his companions Julia and Alexander. This play reveals a great deal with the chaos that underlines the relationship and also try to find solutions to the problems. If you like these notes, let me know in the comment box. Also hit like button and subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Thank you.